My name is Mrs. Mims, and I teach K through 5 STEM at Spring Hill Elementary Community School. The handout that accompanies this video can be found on the KCS website under the Student Resources tab. This is from the Week 2 activity packet. Today's activity is Kindergarten Science. And if you need a printed copy of this activity, they are going to be given out at the meal distribution sites each week between 10 a.m. and noon. Today, we are going to learn that everything has what scientists call properties, and what kinds of properties we can observe. We can use those properties to figure out what stuff is made of, and whether it comes from nature or is made by humans. All right, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go on a scavenger hunt, okay? I need you to go find at least 10 treasures. Make sure you have an adult go with you and take your materials checklist that can be found in your packet. Here's all the things that we need. We need a favorite article of clothing, such as a t-shirt. I brought mine so I can share it with you. Okay, we need a paper clip, or if you can't find one of those, a safety pin or a metal spoon. We need a plastic cup or a plastic spoon or a straw. We need a piece of paper. Here's my piece of paper. We need a favorite toy. Okay, we need a rock or a piece of gravel. Here's mine. We need a small stick. We need a piece of grass or a flower. We need either a pine cone or an acorn or some kind of seed. And we need a leaf. Now, when I went and collected all of my items, minus my t-shirt and my favorite toy, I put them in this big bag so that it would be easier to take care of them. Okay? All right. Now, maybe it's raining today and you don't want to go outside. That's okay. In the packet that you can get from KCS, there is a Scavenger Hunt picture page. And on that page are all the items that you can use instead of having to go outside and find them. It looks like this. All right, now, once we go out and we get all of our things, we're going to want to check off our list. This is a good time to practice those counting skills. We can count our items from 1 to 10 as we check them off the list. 1, do you think you can count with me? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Now we've got all 10 items from our checklist. Good job. All right, don't forget, if you didn't go outside, there's still 10 picture cards that you can use, and you can count those. Using the picture cards is a great opportunity to practice cutting on the line. So now we've got all these treasures. We have to think about what we want to do with them. I know, we're going to sort our treasures. Are you ready? I've gone ahead and sorted some of my treasures and I want to share with you. Let's see. Oh, here's the first way I sorted them. Look at my picture. Can you figure out how I sorted them? Think, think, think. Are you ready? I sorted this group into two, an indoor group and an outdoor group. That's where I found these things. Here's the second way I sorted them. Can you guess how I sorted them this time? I'll give you a second to think. This time, I sorted them by texture. That's how they felt when I touched them. I put all the soft things in one pile, all the things that were kind of crinkly in one pile, and then everything else got its own little pile, depending on how it felt when I touched it with my finger. One more way that I sorted them. Any guesses as to how I did it? This time, I sorted them like this. Any ideas? Are you ready? This time I sorted them by color groups. All the things that are brown are in one group. All the things that are in yellow are in another group. My t-shirt's in its group all by itself because it's blue and green. My rock is in its own little group, and my pretty purple flower is in its own little group. How many different ways can you sort your items? You can count the items in each group and practice adding them together. Go ahead and pause the video. I'll wait. All right. Now, you may have noticed when we sorted our items earlier that sometimes they could fit into more than one group. This is one of the reasons that scientists love science so much. A lot of times there isn't just one right answer. This is why scientists, they have to make decisions. They have to choose how they're going to group their things based on what it is that they're trying to do. These are our different properties that we're going to talk about. I wonder, what's a property? I know. A property are the things about an item that we can see with our eyes and we can feel with our fingers. These are things like, what color is it? What's its texture? Is it rough or is it smooth? Something that's rough might feel owie when you rub it. Things like a sidewalk. Boy, if you skin your knee on a sidewalk, that feels bad because that sidewalk is rough. But sometimes we might have something that's awfully snuggly. That would be very soft. Sometimes we like to talk about whether or not something can bend. That means if we do this with it, that it doesn't break, or that it can bend at all, meaning that it flexes just a little bit. Those are the things that scientists think about when they're going to put their items into groups. When I put my items into groups by color, that was the most important property that I was looking at. It didn't matter where it came from. It didn't matter what it felt like. The only thing that was important to me was what color it was. Sometimes we need to make those kinds of decisions if we're going to do things like a scientist, okay? So we're going to use our sense of touch and our eyes to see, our sense of sight, when we group our items today, okay? Now, I've given you this properties table that we can use to help keep track of all that important scientific information that we discover as we investigate our treasures today, okay? So, here's what I want you to do. For each item, you're gonna use your eyes to look at it and see what color it is. My shirt is mostly blue. So on my properties table, I'm going to use a crayon and I'm going to color in the box underneath of color next to shirt, and I'm going to color it. Can you guess what color? If you said blue, you are right. Now I'm going to take my shirt and I'm going to feel it. Does it feel rough or smooth? My shirt feels pretty smooth. So under the one that says texture, I'm gonna put a big circle right around the word smooth, okay? Now I'm gonna feel how hard my shirt is. Is it super duper hard or is it soft? Well, if I take it and I poke it, my finger goes right into it. I'd say it's pretty soft. So I'm gonna circle soft on my sheet. And the last one, can you guess it? If you said bends, you're correct. We're gonna take our shirt and see if it bends. It sure does, look at that. So I'm gonna circle bends, yes, because it bent when I moved it, see? It's a good thing too, otherwise I'd have to buy a new shirt every time I changed. So silly. All right, now we're gonna do our paper clip. Are you ready? Here's my paper clip. All right, what color is this paper clip? I don't have a silver crayon and it's really silver, so I'm gonna use gray. All right, I'm gonna feel it. Feels pretty smooth to me. I'm gonna circle smooth. How about hard? I'm gonna poke it. It's pretty hard. It doesn't go in like the shirt did when I did that. So I'm gonna circle hard, okay? Now what about bends? Oh yeah, look at that. It definitely bends. So I'm gonna circle yes, under bends. I want you to do this for each of your items. Go through them. Look at the color. What color is it? Use a crayon to color in the color. Then feel the texture. If it feels bumpy or like it has ridges, if it has any kind of texture on it, you can mark rough. If it's super smooth and it feels good, I want you to circle smooth. When you go through and you're feeling them, a good way to tell if something's hard is if you poke it with your finger. If it feels hard, it's not going to do anything. But sometimes things are really soft, and when you poke them, your finger will go right in. So you go ahead and feel it. If it's hard, circle hard. If it's soft, circle soft. And the last one is whether or not it bends. Now, some things will bend. This bends, look at that. I can go ahead and I can circle bends for this. Look at my piece of paper. Does it bend? What do you think? How about this rock? No matter how hard I try, I can't get my rock to bend. I want you guys to go through all the items that you found during your scavenger hunt and test them. Look at their properties using your eyes and your hands. Then record. That's a fancy word that means write down your observations. These are the things that we see and we feel on your paper. Go ahead and pause the video. I'll wait for you. All right. Did you have a good time testing the properties of all of your items? I sure did. It was a lot of fun. Whew, it was also a lot of work. I'm ready to figure out what some of these things are made of. How about you? So, I know that some things are made of different stuff than other things. How can I use the properties in my table to help me figure that out? Let's see. I know when I was looking at stuff that was made of wood or plant materials that it bent sometimes and sometimes it didn't. Some woods are really hard, like oak, and some are really soft, like pine. Most of them you can press your finger into them, even if it's just a tiny itty bitty little bit if you use your fingernail. But my plants, like my flower here, they're very soft. If I were to put my fingernail in there, it would probably break in too. What about texture? Tree bark, which is the outside part of the tree, it can be very rough, but sometimes it can be very smooth. What about color? Tree bark, which is the outside of the tree, tends to be gray or brown, but most of the time the inside of the tree is a yellowish color. But flowers can be lots of colors, even really bright ones like this pretty purple flower I found. Trees and flowers and plants, they all occur in nature. They're natural. They grow outside. Sometimes people use these materials, wood and trees. They do that and they make things out of them. They make things like cabinets and fences. They make lumber and boards to build things like homes. And they make things like dressers that you use to put your clothes in. Those items, though, are human-made. Okay. Plastic. Our straw, what do you think it's made of? Let's think. It bends. Some plastics bend. Some plastics don't bend. There's some little building blocks I can think of, and I could pull on them all day, and they wouldn't bend at all. Some are hard, really hard. If I press my finger into them, they're not going to go anywhere. But like my straw, I can press my finger into it and it bends right in. What about texture? Most plastic is smooth, but it can come in pretty much any texture. Plastic can also come in almost any color that you can think of. Did you know that all plastic is made by humans? It does not occur outside. I can't go outside and find a tree full of straws and pick one the next time I want to drink something. I have to go to the store and buy them. They're made by humans. What about cloth? Like my shirt or my toy? Well, cloth bends. Most cloth bends anyway, and it doesn't break when I bend it. I can use it over and over and over again, and it's still gonna bend. Hardness. Most cloth is very smooth. It feels good when I rub it on my hands or on my face. It's not rough. That's why we make clothes from it and towels. It feels okay up against our skin, okay? It can come in every color imaginable. Cloth is human-made. Sometimes it's made from natural materials like plants. The cotton plant is one that I can think of. Cotton is a natural item, but when we use it, we do things to it that change it. This isn't what a cotton plant looks like. If I go outside, I can't go pick a t-shirt off of a tree. No, my shirt's been made by humans from something that is natural. What about paper? Paper bends. Most paper bends. It bends pretty easily. I can even look. I can fold it. Look at that. No problem. Hardness? Not very hard. I can poke right down into it. That's why I can bend it, right? Paper can be any color. Paper, are you ready, is made from trees. We know that trees occur in nature. They're natural. But when we change it, when we manufacture it, that means made. Now it's human-made. Okay? Lots of things are made of paper. Books are made of paper, magazines, and newspapers. We've learned a lot of good information. I want you to go through and think about your items. Think about their properties. Those are the things that we see, and those are the things that we felt, right? And I want you to go through and mark the materials table. I've put a nice little diagram up here to help you remember what things are human-made, what things are natural, and which items could be one or the other, depending on when you find it. Let's think about our shirt, okay? My shirt it bends. It's really soft. What do you think it's made of? If you said cloth, you are right. Shirts and clothing are made of cloth. And do you think that they're natural? Can you go outside and find a patch of t-shirts and go pick one? Or do you have to go to the store to get it? Pretty sure last time I had to go to the store. That makes a shirt human-made. Let's do another one. Let's talk about our paper clip, okay? Let's see here. It bends. It was smooth, but it was also pretty hard. What do you think it's made of? If you said metal, you're absolutely right. Now, what do you think? Is it human-made or is it natural? Can I go pick a paper clip off of a tree outside? Or do I have to go to the store? It's human-made. Good job. I want you to go through all the other treasures that you found and figure out whether they are wood or plant material, plastic, metal, cloth, or paper. And then I want you to think really hard. Is it something I can find in nature, or is it something that's human-made? All right, guys, we are coming to the end of our lesson. We have learned all about properties. Those are things we can see and touch, right? We've learned how different properties can help us know what something is made of, whether it bends, how hard it is, and what color it is, and how we can use those to figure out the materials that something is made of. Is it plastic, wood, metal, cloth, paper? And then when we know what it's made of, we can help figure out whether or not it comes from nature or if it's human-made. We want to keep practicing those skills. In the activity packet is a sorting mat for your picture cards. One column says things from nature, and one says human-made things. You can use these cards, you can cut them out, you can color them. After you've done that, you can sort them over and over as many times as you want. You can sort them into different groups, but I want you to sort them at least once into things from nature and human-made things. I wonder what that would look like. So here's my flower, and I put it in the my nature group. That's right. Now let's see here. Here's my shirt. It goes in the human-made group. Keep those skills up, boys and girls. You can do it. Parents, you can make observations with your child about the properties of things that you guys see all the time. You can talk about whether these items are human-made or natural. This is something that you can do very easily several times a day. You can do it in the car, you can do it at home, you can do this pretty much anywhere. Our world is full of stuff. All right. I have a little learning challenge for some of my friends out there who want to do it. Are you ready? When does something from nature become human-made? I think we can all agree that a tree comes from nature and that a wooden board is human-made. But I wonder, when does a tree stop being a tree and become a human-made item? Pretend that a tree fell down on a fence nearby. Some workers come and then they cut it so that it's not on the fence anymore. But they didn't make anything with it. Do you think it's still from nature, or is it human-made now? Why do you think what you think? How about after that, they come back and they cut it into smaller pieces? Now is it human-made? How many cuts until that tree becomes a human-made log? I want you to think about that. There's no right or wrong answer. It all depends on how you decide to group your items. Have a good time explaining to your parents why you think what you think. I'm so excited to hear about it. You can tweet about it on our KCS Science Twitter account. We're all done now. Don't forget to clean up all your treasures and be sure to wash your hands. Thanks for joining me today. It was so much fun to spend this time with you. I hope you have a great day.